Hi, my name is Thomas and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video, I will show you how to operate a cordless drill and I'll talk about all the features it may have. Check out the video. So you may be starting your adventure with DIY around your house, or you are starting to do some woodwork. Well, the best and basic tool you're going to need for most of the jobs around the house or your workshop will be a drill. Nowadays, we mostly use cordless drills, and that's the topic of today's video. Now, all the cordless drills are more or less similar to each other, although they may vary in some slight detail. One of the key elements of a cordless drill is the battery itself. On the bottom of the drill, you've got some sort of a buttons. I've got two buttons on this hikoki, and just slide the battery out, slide it back in. Okay. For example, with this TEPCO drill, you've got one large yellow button at the front. Press it, pull it out, and that's your battery. The performance of the drill will heavily depend on the battery size, the battery power. And as you can see, this drill has got a 1.5 amp hour battery. This one 2.0 amp hour battery. And this one 3.0 amp hour battery. All of them are 18 volt. And in theory, the battery with more amp hours, i.e. this hikoki for example, should outlast the other two between charges. Some of the drills will come with indicators of how much battery you still got left. For example, we've got a button here right at the front of the battery. When you press it, you can see the indicator flashing and I've got a full charge. Whereas for example in this Einhell, when you press that, you can see I've been using it and it's not fully charged. Perfectly, you would have two batteries, one being charged and one in the tool. But obviously that is an extra cost to the whole drill setup. And as we come to the topic of batteries, you need to check out what package you actually are buying. Sometimes you see a very good price of your drill, but you miss a very important thing, that it's the body only. So quite often you're going to see a drill with no battery with it. The battery and the charger you have to buy separately. So that's one thing to watch out for, and read the description before you actually buy your tool. When you get your battery, to charge it is ever so simple. You get a charger like that, obviously a power cable, plug into your socket and just slide your battery in like so. Then you're going to have some sort of a indicator to tell you if it's charging and if it's charged. In this case, the light is red, that means it's charging. When it changes to green, it means the battery is fully charged. The next feature that most of the cordless drills nowadays come with is a light. And as you turn on the trigger, the light switches on. That little light becomes a very handy feature. Now, to operate the drill itself, as I mentioned just a second ago, you've got a trigger here. As you pull the trigger, the drill starts working. Simple as that. The drill itself can go forward or reverse. And for that, in most cases, you've got a button here. So if you press this button, the drill will go backwards. If you press it again, it will go forward. And that feature is located with every single drill. The next very important part of a drill is the chuck itself. Nowadays, most of the cordless drills are keyless. What that means, you don't require a special key like this one to open and close the chuck itself. Inside, you can see three metal pieces that they are called jaws. As you operate the chuck, they will close or open. That will allow you to insert different types of sizes of your drill bits or any attachments you may be using with your drill. 5mm drill bit, insert it in the chuck and just close it. Now, when do you know when to stop? Listen to this. You're going to hear that specific sound. Most of the drills got that, and actually you can't go any further with it. And to release the drill bit, obviously you go anti-clockwise. It doesn't require much strength at all. Again, let's open the jaws fully, and now we can insert a 10mm bit. Job done. Now, one mistake that can happen, the bit itself will not be centered in between those three jaws. Obviously, this is way out of whack, but you get my point. So, always be careful when installing the bit and make sure it's right in the middle of those three jaws. Most of the drills on the top of the body will have some sliders, i.e. two gears, high and low. When you switch it, you can go from high to low. So you got a fast mode and a slow mode. I'll show you the difference right now. First of all, the fast mode. And now you can use this button to reverse and undo the screw. Now we'll change to slow mode. But that's not all. As you can see, there's an indicator there what mode is selected. In this particular drill, we've got three modes. That's driving screws in. When we switch it, that's a hammer. So this is particularly useful when you are trying to drill in concrete, brick, or anything like that with a masonry bit. I'll show you that later on. And when you set up to this option, that is basically your drilling. The next feature you will come across with a drill is the clutch itself. So it's this ring just behind the chuck itself. Okay, so mine is numbered from 1 right up to 21. That is only useful when you are set up to driving screws in. It will not work with the hammer setting or with the drilling setting. In both scenarios, the clutch itself would be set up to the maximum torque. But why is that particularly useful when you're trying to drive screws? And what does the clutch actually do? It's best to show this on an example. Our clutch is set up to 5. If the drill come across resistance, it will stop driving the screw in. The motor will still run, but there will be no input going onto the screw itself. And as you can see, the drill will not drive the screw any further. Now, let's change the clutch to a higher number. Let's say 13. Now, the screw is fully in, just the head is still sticking out before the clutch stopped the operation. So, let's increase it to 21. As you can see, it went below the level of wood and the drill was still going on, and I could actually strip the screw clean. I hope that was a good enough example for you to know how the clutch works now. One more thing I want to show you is the hammer option on your drill. Now, the drill option, I'm not gonna bother with that, as that is just plain drilling. And if you are drilling in wood, for example, that is the option to go for. But how about the hammer option? For that, you need a special masonry bit. I'm going to install now. And I'm going to show you the difference if you were set the drilling option to normal drilling, and then I'm going to show you what happens when you change it to the hammer option. First of all, I'm set up to normal drilling. Okay, I'm not making much progress at all. Now, I have swapped to the hammer option. Now, far better results and far quicker. Now, the hammer option is only suitable for drilling in hard surfaces like concrete or brick or something like that. Now, I hope this video was helpful to you and informative. You now possess the information to use one of these beauties. If you enjoyed this video, drop me that like button down below. And actually, if you want to find out more about how to use tools, tool basics, woodworking and anything like that, subscribe to my channel, as I'm planning to make a series of videos on basic tools and how to use them. For now, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Take care.